Welcome back, people. It's Ryan here, and today I'm going to show you my Nintendo Switch collection. The reason why I'm showing you this collection is because I don't think I showed you my Switch collection at all, now that I think about it. But it's okay. But you have to thank my brother. He recently uploaded a video on his channel, Burns Resale Shop, and he gave me the idea. Because in his video, besides talking about the Nintendo Switch, because he's interested in collecting those games because it's a fun thing for him and especially for his daughters, they can play the Switch games. Besides talking about that, he was also talking about a neat little challenge that he calls it the $20 to $2,000 challenge. Or say $20 to $2,020 challenge because it's the year 2020. So the idea is with $20, he's gonna flip it and try to make as much as he can leading up to 2020 bucks. So just to give you an example, he recently bought a Nintendo DS and a Game Boy SP. Bought those. There's problems with it, but the idea is you find cheap, you try to fix it up, and then you sell it basically. So that's what he did. And just recently, before I made this video, he sold his Game Boy SP, which is pretty cool. So if you want to know more about that stuff, there's a link down below to that specific video. Check it out if you're interested in seeing the whole $20 to $20 challenge or the beginning of it. But yeah, what he shows you in there, he already made a profit out of one of them. So check it out down below, please. But regardless of that, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my Nintendo Switch collection, which has actually gotten a lot bigger than before, if I ever did one. Regardless, it's just a basic, here it is, and I'll probably give you a little description, maybe depending, but let's go ahead and get into it. So first things first, Super Bomberman R. Basic Bomberman game, just like the originals, all the way dating back from the Super Nintendo, or actually the NES, basically the Nintendo. So, if you want to check out some Let's Plays, I don't have Let's Plays of this yet, but I have the original from the Nintendo version and I think some Super Nintendo versions. So check it out. I think I did the first 3 games. So check them out if you want to. They're in my older video archives. But next we have Coda Princess EX. This is a beat 'em up RPG action game. Think of it like a side-scrolling game kind of, but a beat 'em up one. Pretty awesome. This was originally a Nintendo 3DS game. They just remastered it to the Switch. I'm happy to have this. Next, Axiom Verge. An awesome game. This is basically a Metroidvania type game, judging from the graphics and everything. But what's really cool is the monster designs, or the designs in there. As you can see, there's like humanoid faces in there and everything. Pretty cool, pretty trippy, cool music. Next we have It'll Do Plus. It'll Do Plus, or 2 Plus basically, a sequel. Sadly I don't have the first one because it's, I don't know, I can't find it anywhere. But this is a physical copy of It'll Do 2. Fun little game. It's inspired by The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past from the Super Nintendo, so check this out if you can. Next we have Cave Story Plus. This is a action adventure game. Was originally on the 3DS, just been remastered onto the Switch. Pretty cool game, old school Super Nintendo, not Nintendo style game. Pretty neat. Next we have Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth Plus. This is a really messed up looking game. I mean, it's really cutesy and all, but got some grotesque stuff in it, which is pretty crazy. The monsters are crazy and everything. You're just stuck in, it's a dungeon crawler. You're just going through the dungeons trying to get out of the basement and whatnot. Really crazy game. It's also randomly generated too, the dungeons, so that's cool. Super Mario Odyssey, not much to say about this. It's a Mario game, one of the big titles that came out with the Switch. Awesome game. This one's more of a unique title. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This is like a grid strategy shooting game. So basically, it's a tactical strategy game where you just move the characters to a point to where they can shoot the enemy. So that's basically it. That's simple. Next, this is a special one here. I Am Setsuna. This is one of my. This is actually my first import game. One of the first import games I got. This is actually from the UK. As you can tell from down here, this is the rating system's different. Instead of T for teen or M for mature, this is saying B Sero, and that's their rating system. But this is a spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger from the Super Nintendo days. Um, by saying it's a spiritual successor, the gameplays, the mechanics are the same. Where you have your like two or three characters could combo into an attack to defeat an enemy, which is pretty cool. It's an RPG game. Awesome. I'm glad. The reason why I imported this because in America we didn't get a physical copy, and I don't like getting digital stuff. So this came as a digital to America, but I found out that you could get a physical copy in the UK, and because the system's not region locked, we could play imported games. So I just gone ahead and get this one. So I'm happy with that. Next, we got Azir Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack. Really cool game. It's a side-scrolling shooter game. Think of Mega Man and the Mega Man X series. That's basically what this is. Really neat game. Check it out if you haven't. Next, we have Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. It's Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse, a fighting game. Yeah, not much to say about that. Awesome. Next, this one is a unique title. It's SNK's 40th Anniversary Collection. This is SNK's collection of games from the arcade days back in the 80s and 90s. A nice little collection of stuff. A lot of cool games in here. That's all. That's pretty much what it is. Let's see. Yeah, just a collection of games. What's really cool to get, I like these games because it's older games that you can't find anywhere, or you could find them, but they're kind of difficult. But what the thing is that they're remastered. Enhanced. Fix all the stuff up and everything. It's a good way to play in old games. That's nice. Next, we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country. This is actually a prequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is pretty cool because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is an adventure RPG type game, a big open world RPG game, and this right here, it's a prequel story, a DLC, but for they managed to do a physical release for it. That's why I have this. So this is a prequel to that game. So if you play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and you enjoyed it, go ahead and try to find this game right here. It's a prequel, so pretty cool. Next, Collection of Mana. This is a good game right here because it's a collection of games. It's the first three games, it's the three original games of the Mana series. It's Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, and Trials of Mana. Three great games from the first game, which was a Game Boy game, all the way up to the Super Nintendo games, which were the last two. But what's really great about this collection is, for the first time since the release, Trials of Mana, this is the first time Trials of Mana actually came to America. This game was released back in '93 or something, but it was only in Japan. It was in the early '90s. I can't remember, but it's during the Super Nintendo days. Regardless, this is the first time that Trials of Mana came out, and we got to play it. What's really cool is that in this year, 2020, they're doing a remake of Trials of Mana. It's a 3D remake for the Nintendo Switch, and that's a game that I'm looking forward to playing also sometime this year. So, Collection of Mana. Next, we have Has Been Heroes. This is a roguelike action strategy game. To explain gameplay, it's basically, think of the Plants vs. Zombies. You have the zombies slowly going towards your characters. That's basically how this game is. Cool, fun game. Next, we have Disgaea 5 Complete. A really big JRPG game, strategy JRPG, really crazy. A lot of crazy characters, a really big game, a lot of crazy stuff. A definition, a really crazy game. Crystal Crisis. This is a puzzle-like game right here. You have many characters from different franchises coming together to fight each other. Think of the puzzles as Bejeweled slash Tetris, trying to match the colors and everything, while the characters are fighting each other. Pretty cool, awesome. I like it because it has random. It has characters from random games, from the Nicalis. So you have like from the previous games I showed you, you have the Cave Story characters, you have the Binding of Isaac character, Isaac. That's also the girl from Cave Story, and a lot of other characters, which is pretty cool. Happy to have that. Next, everyone knows Zelda, Legend of Zelda, um, Breath of the Wild. I can't remember the subtitle. Breath of the Wild. This is the Explorers Edition. I think this is uniquely sold in the Walmart stores, but I got this one on the cheaper side of the game, which is cool. It comes with an Explorer Guide and a map, so cool. Next, this is Axiom Verge. It's the same game I showed you earlier. It's just this is the Wafer Edition, the Multiverse Edition, I mean. And yeah, this just came with that game. It's just a collector's edition. Pretty cool though. Really awesome game. Next we have Fire Emblem Warriors. This is the special edition, collector's edition. Think of this is basically a Dynasty Warriors game. And when I say Dynasty Warriors game, it's waves of enemies, hundreds of enemies, and you're fighting them all. That's basically how this game is. But what's really cool is it's based on the Fire Emblem characters from all generations and all that. So pretty awesome. I'm glad to have this. Pretty cool. Next, we have Toki Retro Collector's Edition. Not much known about this game. I got this on the Impulse, but what's cool about this is the side-scrolling game. You get turned into a monkey and by a wizard, and the wizard takes your wife or your girlfriend. You have to go and save her. What's really cool about this is that you can actually make your right here. It has parts to make your Switch into a little arcade cabinet. So that's cool. It's a side-scrolling type game. And next we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. This is a remake of the original Pokemon games back in the 90s, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. This is specifically the Pikachu edition where you have Pikachu following around and everything. Besides that, it also has the Pokeball in there as a secondary controller to, play the game with. So, awesome. Going to the big hitters now. Octopath Traveler. This is the Wayfarer edition. This is the Super Collector's edition. Really love this game. You got 8 characters, 8 stories, all combined into one at the end. Then what's cool about this, it comes with a nice little pop-up book expressing each character's main story, which is awesome. I love this game. 2D RPG action. It's a retro RPG game, but with today's graphics, which is really amazing. Check this out if you haven't. Oh, here's the box. Next we have Valkyrie Chronicles 4. Memoirs of Battle Platinum Edition. Basic Collector's Edition. It's a strategy RPG game set in the War of Valkyrie Chronicles. It's a war-based game. What's really cool about this, it comes with a freaking battle tank. So that's cool. And last but not least, remember when I was talking about Xenoblade Chronicles? Here's the actual Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game. We got the Collector's Edition, Special Edition, open world game. This is the game you want to play first before you play that other one I showed you, the prequel story. But yeah, I need to do an unboxing about this, but freaking beautiful box. Amazing. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, open world action RPG. Yeah. So, and that's it, people. They're all my Nintendo Switch games. Hope you enjoyed it. Please comment down below what you think about the games. And Later on, I'll be doing unboxings with these eventually. I just haven't got the time to do it. And if you want to know more about a game, look it up. If not, put it down in the comments below, and I'll do a little video about whatever games you'll like to know about. Other than that, besides that, check out my brother's channel, Burns Resale Shop. It'll be in the link below about his little challenge, and he also shows his little collection of Switch games. And show some love for this video, and I'll see y'all next time, people. Y'all take care.